Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm gonna review one of my mock, in fact, which is of course from the same series as my previous 7 warlords. So today I'm gonna present you the 8th one, which is also the last one, before of course presenting you their leader. But for now, excuse me, here's the 8th one, the final warlord I have to show you. So I'm gonna maybe do a little perspective shot like this, excuse me. So as you can see, the color scheme is new dark gray and also new brown, in fact, so metro brown. Also you can see that this is a centipede, so the main idea behind this mock was first, in fact, I had idea for the 7 other warlords, but for this one, guys, I don't really have any ideas. And then I thought, well, it's not the first time that I made some guys with multiple arms. So, for example, my 4-arm guys, and I've also done in the previous year some other guys with tons of arms. But I have never really make any guys with tons of legs, in fact. So at first I wanted to make guys with 4 legs, so kind of like me human, me horse, if I can say, half horse, half human, excuse me. But then I decided, why not make a centipede, because I think it was pretty original. So here we go. This was the main idea behind this mock, and the same goes for the color scheme, because at first I didn't really know what to use, because I use most of the colors in my precedent warlords, so like the light blue, dark blue, black, of course, the different shade of green for my green warlord, stuff like this. And then I thought of using these 2 colors, so the new brown and the new dark gray, because I hadn't used this color before. And I think that's quite all for the ideas behind this mock. And of course, after the ideas, I have to build this mock, and I'm gonna show you and explain you how it works, because it may look complicated, but in fact it's pretty simple. And I'm gonna divide this into 2 sections, really simple, to explain you in a better way. So here's the front section of the mock, if I can say so. Like yes, or excuse me, more like this. So I'm gonna just explain you how the body works. Well, in fact, it's pretty simple made, because I use Karatawan body, so the one with the shoulder which goes this way, and on this Karatawan body then I put this Toa Metru body, so as you can see, without of course the Metru pelvis, as you can see right here, but you have this section in full. Then I link these 2 parts easily, then put some parts to cover the transition between these 2 parts. So for example, this Metru shoulder armor, and also this little Baroque eyes, which will be shape reminders all along the mock, in fact, because you will see these parts tons in this mock. Then on this section I put the kind of the beginning of what I call a skirt, but it's just back to cover and also to have some gray, because as you can see it's mostly brown on this area, so I have to put some gray color for the color scheme. Of course, to link these 2 feet I have to use, these 2 legs, excuse me, I had to use ball joints, but of course, you know, this part turns, so that's why I put this part. As you can maybe see, this is of course this part with an angle, with a numbered angle, so this time it's a 4th one, I think that's 4. And then of course when you link this part right here, of course the ball joints don't move, so this means the ball joints are stand still, and you can put your legs without any problems. Then you got the back part. I use the Metru body armor to cover the back part. Again, it's linked pretty easily thanks to this little part. You can see thanks to this little technique beams to cover the whole. Also notice that to cover the 2 ball joints, I put some Visorak legs, which are also useful to the overall design of the set, of course, because it's helped to have some shape which goes on this way, and not just an horizontal or vertical mock, I have to say. I think it's quite also now for the arms, which are also quite well, I have to say, because I used some Karatawan arms, and I used normal little ball joints in gray, of course. On this I put this part, because these arms were made at the end of the mock, I think, so this meant I didn't really have any part, so I used the Metro Legs part to cover this section. It's also helpful to have well, a part which goes in this way, so kind of like this one. So again, it's kind of a little shape reminders, and the eyes follow the movement of the parts. In fact, follow the direction where the parts tend to, if I can say so. And then after this double ball joint, I used simple Wacky legs, and then normal connectors plus well, I think it's called maybe the conical spear. I don't think it's called a spear, but well, it's a conical weapon right here, as you can see. And then I put this, I think it's called, yes, what you can whipcord, if I remember correctly, which is a part which will you will see a lot on this smoke also to have a shape reminder. And here we go for the arms. So you notice that at first I didn't really want to use the conical parts, but I would have liked to use the Zactan weapon, which is the one with three not really spines, but yes, so kind of claws. But I don't really have two Zactans, so this means using this conical parts instead. Then you've got the head, so again it was made at the end, so this means I don't really have any more parts left, so this means using this big Visowak heads, as you can see right here, then again some eyes, which of course are in gold this time. Also using this part, because at first I didn't really intend to use gold parts in my mug. It was supposed to be mostly grey and brown, but then I really need some little parts to cover for example, the legs, which we're gonna see that later on. And so, of course, I want to use the Baroque eyes, and excuse me. I got tons of these parts left in gold color, so I tried, and well, they look pretty good with these two colors. So that's why later on I decided to use also some more golden parts in this smoke. So for example, these Wadak weapons used right here as some teeth, and also to cover this part, because this part is clearly full of holes, because it's really a specific part just used for the Visowak. So when you use it in the mugs, it's quite hard to cover the holes and the little parts which goes inside this piece. And then of course you got the back part, which is not really the back part, but the upper part of the head, which is made with metal pelvis parts and connectors. And on those connectors I linked some more what you can whipcord to have some kind of antennas, which goes in this way. And also which is a shape reminder with this part, and also some whipcord which will be useful on the back of my mug. But we'll get that later on, because now I'm gonna just talk about the legs, and we'll be done with this front section. So of course 2006 ball joint, then a little double connector in grey. On this I put two metal shoulder armor in a new brown metal color, as you can see right here. Then some normal Wacky armor, not some Wacky legs, excuse me. And then if you don't really want to use some simple legs, well, just link two of them together. So that's what I've done. For example, with this older leg right here, no, this older foot, excuse me, this older foot, and then this Baroque foot right there on the front, plus a Baroque eye again. And that's all. So now I'm going to talk about the what I call the lower section, but it's more like the part which goes just after this front section. Excuse me if there are some kind of lag input. So how it works? Well, it's pretty simple again, because even if there are tons of legs, it's pretty simple. So first of all, I began with, as you can see, metal pelvis. So you can notice some little grey parts right here, which are quite useful to link some axle in pinhole, because you may know that, of course, if you take an axle like this, for example, an axle 3, and you put this in a pinhole, it will just keep on moving, and of course it will not really hold, so it will just fall apart. So the solutions to make these parts, to make an axle stand still in a pinhole, is to use this type of parts, or also parts like this, which have two axle holes, as you can see. Then on one side, putting this part, which is a part with one side is an axle and the other side is a pin, and then on the other part putting an axle, and this means that this part will be linked in a stronger. It will be linked in a strong way on these pinholes, and so this means the axle part will hold pretty well and you will be able to use it. So it's really an important technique, in fact, so for mockers, because it's quite useful, as I said. So on this metal pelvis, I put, of course, some legs. So these front legs are made simple with some double normal connector in gray, then some Lewa Fantoka shoulder armor, which are also Inika shoulder armor, and then some metal legs, and at the end some connectors plus little Borg eyes. And then on these connectors, as you can see right here, which will be also to link the other parts of the body, if you can say so, I put some Borg foot right here. Then of course you got your Borg eyes, and at the end I just link the connector easily to this foot. Right here. And then put the waxy head on it. Here we go. And I think that's quite all for this front part, I have to say, because then on this connector, you may notice I've put an Ordica neck, as you can see right here, and this Ordica neck is linked to a Vaki pelvis. We can't really see that because it's quite dark right here, but it's a Vaki pelvis. On this one, I put, thanks to this little axle hole, I put some two other connectors which are used for middle legs or intermediate legs, as you can see, and are made simply with just some Vaki arms, or well, it also was used on all the arms first of all, right here, and then of course your little Borg eye. Then on the connectors, I put some other arms which are in fact quite the same, which are in fact quite used, in fact are not made the same as this one, so this means double connector plus Lewa Fantoka shoulder armor. Then this time I put a normal Vaki arm, and again Borg eye, and also maybe, oh yes, no, there is nothing in fact apart maybe for the little hose pipe tools right here, which are from of course the Zama launcher from 2006, and I used here and there also to make kind of a rounded shape all around the model and not make a skinny model, in fact, to have some more substance, if I can say so. So again, I use this technique right here to link a connector and of course an axle through a pinhole, and this means this connector will be linked to another Ordica neck, and then again I will use the same technique builds as seen right here. So this means putting some middle legs right here, which are exactly the same as this one, and then of course on the ball joint some other legs, which this time are quite different, because apart from this section, which is the same as the two other one here, there, and right here, I put some metal arm and then some Borg foot, excuse me. And also notice that on this part I put, thanks to this little part, which is a pin with, as you can see, an axle hole on the upper part, I've put easily, thanks to a T part inside, an Oniwa Ordica head, because the shape goes pretty well with the waxy head I put first, as you can see if you look on the upper part. And then you got the tail section, which I take directly from a combiner model from 2005, Visual One. I've already reviewed it, I don't remember the name, but they use the same technique for the tail, and this is when I built this combiner model first of all some months ago, that I saw this technique, and it reminded me of a centipede, and then of course because I made this mock a centipede, I decided to reuse this part because it really looked nice with all these parts which goes in the which kind of make the, well, this guy kind of longer, if I can say so. And so it's, well, it's made also kind of easily because I just put some, excuse me, metal pelvis, then two connectors. On those connectors on the side I put some visual legs, and of course on the upper and down side, and so, not really down side, but I should not remember the name, but on the true side I put some other Ordica whipcord, and then to conclude the body part I put this golden part to have some more like a nice proportion of colors, and well, I put this part which goes also in this way, and the shape kind of reminds you of the Borg eyes, so again a kind of shape reminder. And I think that's quite all for this section, so I'm not gonna link the two parts together right now, because first of all I'm gonna talk about the articulations. So first of all, the articulations of the front section. So the legs, which block at 90 degrees on this section, but can turn other way you want. Apart maybe because of course you have some lower legs, so of course it kind of block on it. The same goes for the feet, which you can turn in different ways, of course. Then you have the arms, which of course got like 4 ball jump, but not of all are supposed to move, because if you look like this, it's quite look ugly, I have to say. So I think that this part are just supposed to stay like this, and just these 2 parts are supposed to move, in fact, plus this one. So again, it's quite hard to talk about articulation with this mug, because well, it's really up to you to make some pose with that, and in fact it's just supposed to have some a strong presence more than a strong identity, more than really some articulated arms or legs, in fact. The heads, unlike the other parts, can turn pretty well on the side and also look up without any big problems, I have to say. And then you got the second part, which is the one with all the legs. So because of the vertical neck on the middle, you got like 2 articulations. So this means you can turn, for example, the model like this. You can turn the body of the centipede, if you can say so. And of course, you got like 3 ball joint on this. Excuse me. 3 ball joint on this legs and this one right here, so you can do again some different poses, but again it's really up to the front legs and the way you put them, because of course you will have to put all these legs directly on the ground if you want him to look good. So again, it's quite hard to explain how the articulation works. Then you got 2 ball joints on this middle legs and just 1 on this little legs on the side right here. So this means it's still pretty well articulated, and you can make some interesting pose. If you take time, of course, to make this type of pose. So here we go. And now I'm going to link these 2 parts really easily, thanks to this little axle, as you have seen earlier in the review. And then I just got an axle all free with the metal body. So this means I will link these 2 parts really in an easy way, and it's worked pretty nice. Then this little baroque eyes will be helpful to kind of link these 2 parts in terms of overall design, because they kind of touch the Metroid armor, and also the baroque foot, as you can see right here, kind of fills the hole behind the Metro body. And so here we go, and I'm gonna just do a little pose of this model. And excuse me for the little moment of silence, guys, but I think that's all for this mock. So for this mock, excuse me, without an ace, in fact. It quite look weird on this side, but well, it's okay. So what I have to say on this mock, so seriously, again, I kind of succeed in my main idea, because the main idea was to make a centipede, and well, here you go, it's quite like a centipede with many legs and stuff like this. Also, the fact that I use this whipcord, which are really useful, because if you have ever see a real centipede, a little one, of course, not a big one or stuff like this, well, it's quite, of course, it's quite look disgusting, because it's really have long legs which all move at the same time, and I really want to have this long part filling, and I got this long part filling with this, in fact, whipcord, which goes all the way, and quite look strange to the eyes, in fact, when you look at it, when you look this mock moving, in fact. Well, imagine this, of course, in your head. And yeah, but of course there are still some little problems. So for example, the articulation are not really that good. The head also is maybe too blocky or too big for the rest of the mock, I have to say, and because it's just a big mold, of course, of a visual head. And also some parts keep moving on, so like for example the whipcord, which kind of keep moving on, and that's quite a little problem, I have to say. But apart from this, I'm quite happy with this mock again, because well, the main idea was done in a quite good way, and the color scheme looks pretty correct also, I have to say. So seriously, apart from some defaults, some drawbacks here and there, I think it's a pretty good mod, but again, it's really up to you, so tell me what you think about this mod, or if you have any question about some breeding aspect or construction stuff, just ask me on this comment section, on the comment section of this page. And that will be all, guys. So, hope you enjoy this review and this mod, of course. If you have any comments, post them. And I think, well, see you later for the last mock of this series, the leaders of these 8 warlords. And, well, I think that's all. So, see you later for this final review of this series, I have to say. Bye-bye.